So, welcome everyone, KD here. Sorry that it took me a while until I was set up. Um, yes, so yesterday, or wherever you are, yesterday late at night, I finally um, uploaded the demo for my game Sunworld in Pieces. It's now live, and before I will take, or I mean, let me show you a moment. It's live on GameJolt. I will put the link, of course, into the chats. So check it out. Of course, it's free and all. So why not check it out? And what I want to do today are kind of two things, and this will be probably a little bit the format of the next stream. So I said I want to do again more streams. I want to do more work on the stream and so on. But and that's what I will do. So get like I said it already in the last stream, but I say it again. I'm sorry for the quality of the stream. That's just the way I have to work right now. I I just don't have the hardware, the setup to create better streams for you, and um, I can't let this stop me, so I still want to stream even if the quality, people don't like the quality, and it will turn off people from my streams or so on. But I think it's better to still do streams than do nothing. But anyway, let's put this away. I was complaining about that enough yesterday. So what I want to do today is playing a little bit of the demo at the beginning, and I will do this kind of in the next streams over and over again until I have a save that is on top of the content that I created so far. So maybe today I guess I won't put too much time into kind of playing the game, and it's not only playing the game, it's more like testing the game again and maybe finding problems and things, bugs and stuff like that and so on. So the idea is playing around 20-30 minutes at the beginning the game, so you also, if you have problems with something in while playing the demo, so maybe you see how you can solve it. um, and so on. Yeah, so maybe today I will play a little bit longer, so I just let me talk about how I want to do updates for the game. So right now the demo version is not at the point I wanted it to be, but I said it yesterday, I wanted to release it even in this state, and then really put regular updates to it. I will update it in two ways. I will create patches that you can then download on GameJolt. So I also want to go to other platforms than GameJolt, but that I will upload to GameJolt. These patches will be small. They will probably have only small additions and stuff like that. So now the problem is I was talking to the people from GameJolt in the forum, and the problem is that they don't have a system that automatically installs patches. I still will upload do it this way, upload the patches. I will put in a small instruction. It's not that difficult how you can install the patches. So seriously, it's just downloading the file and then put the file in the right folder. That's all that is to it. The only thing is, if you have already an old patch, then you have to delete the old patch. But it's really very simple. You know what? Let's start. I'm talking here. So just to tell you, this are not the highest graphic settings you see the game now. I'm on medium right now, just because my graphic card can't even go, can't really show the higher graphics. But I mean, the graphics, that was not the thing I focused on the game. You will see the game mechanics are the important things right now in the demo, and the game mechanics are the things that have to work for the main game, so I can go forward and think a little bit more about aesthetics and stuff. But let's start the game. It may take a moment. It may take a moment because OBS, no, it was pretty fast. So where was I with patches here? So I was talking to the guys from GameJolt, and they said they have no system to automatically install patches or like that. How they do update, if you have a GameJolt client, I'm pretty sure it's free to download. They will do automatically updates, but only kind of replacing full projects. So you have to upload your full project so they can update it. My problem is really that with patches, because patches are a lot smaller than the full project and things like that, I'm a lot more flexible. I'm faster to do patches, and like I said, I can do these small updates and so on, and it's not worth for every small update to upload the whole thing. So I still will do patches, and then, like I said, you have to install the patches manually, and there will be instructions. It's pretty simple and so on. So that won't be too big problem. So that's one thing. I will do patches, and then I think I will do maybe I guess every week, probably on Sundays. So not that Sunday, but from the Sunday after, I will then upload the whole project, so it will be automatically updated. So if there is a problem, a bug or anything like that that is fixed fast, then this will be going over a patch. So if you encounter problems, please download the patch and install it yourself. If you want, and like I said, I will also put in small additions and so on. So if you want to be updated at any day of the week and don't want to wait until Sunday, then download the most frequent patch, and you will be all updated with the game. So that's kind of how I will do it. The great thing is with the patch. So right now, I said this weekend I will take it a little bit slow. I may do every day a short live stream like today. But that's more or less will be, and then after that I will find kind of rhythm and see how much I can do per day. And then really, if there is a week that I can work a lot and I make good progress, then there may be every day actually a patch out that gives you some small additional stuff to the game. And then on Sunday there will be all patches together and a new release. So that's why I kind of want to do this patch format. maybe, so like I said, I talked with the guys from GameShot. They said that they have stuff in testing uh, for, but it's not nothing that is kind of that works at the moment. And maybe they will find a solution, and then everything will be always automatically patched. But until then, I have to do it like this, and then it's up to you if you want the news patch or anything like that, or if you want to wait until Sunday, or if you anyway don't care that much and just want to try out the games from time and see how much further it got in this time. So that's so much to that. So like I said, this weekend I will take it a little bit slower. Today, so first, like I said, I will play a little bit the game, and then I will go to the engine and I will add a couple of stuff. So what I was thinking first to do today was to add some combat abilities, because that's what I had to cut out to make the release today. And right now the problem is that you can craft weapons that you then not even can use. That's one problem. There is a second problem, that there are some abilities you can that are in the game and you can't really learn. So this you can't learn them because you can't progress with the right attribute right now. There is no way to level up these attributes. Um, these are two big problems right now, more or less big problems. That's definitely something I want to fix soon. So I was kind of like, yeah, maybe I want to do today. Something in that direction. However, the problem is for adding combat abilities. Abilities are kind of probably the most complicated abilities you can add. They take a while, and one problem why they're not in the game yet is because I haven't prepared the animations yet, and even if the animations are just placeholders, pretty simple, still takes a moment to make them and to set them up correctly and stuff like that. And I haven't prepared that yet, so that's maybe not something, so it's kind of difficult to do it. So I still can't prepare everything in the engine. That's maybe what part I will do today, or a possibility or thing I will do today. We will see. At least to set up, but then without animations and stuff, I probably won't patch it right away in or something like that. So what kind of more the direction I maybe want to go today, and it won't be a too long stream, is doing a couple of preparations for then working with patches. That's what thing I want to do, is an update protocol in the game. When you can look that up in the on the title screen. That's the ID. So where was I? The protocol. So maybe I will set up this protocol. That's maybe something we can do today. It shouldn't be that long. And then the other thing I said with the maybe with the attributes you can't level up yet, but you need to level them up to learn certain abilities. That's maybe something we can do. That shouldn't take too long. I just have to find the right ability to to kind of change something so I don't break something else. But then maybe if I do these two things, we okay. Then maybe or not maybe, then that's actually, and this is working, then actually this is already a patch that could go live, and this will be great for testing kind of the waters with the patch, and see for myself if it works. So that's definitely idea for today. Check one thing. Nope. Where is that? Oh, here. So today will be a more chill stream. There won't be too much happening. Then yeah, then I will do. No, please not. And then I just will do regular streams. I won't say every day. So I kind of made a schedule, but right now just my whole setup and everything that's not ready to. I have planned a lot, but I'm just not ready. Ready yet. To really fulfill this schedule. Also, the idea is right now. So one thing right now is kind of also get kind of in the rhythm of the schedule I have planned. I think just because there's always the problem if you start um, if you go in with already kind of the full amount you can do, then you probably burn out after a month or two. So I kind of want to take it slow. I think it's a reasonable schedule I planned for myself. It's not daily, but it's 5 streams per week, or at least 5 streams a week. I will do the streams. I will start the streams on the same time. The length of the streams may a little bit vary, but that's okay. And that's also a little bit the idea that this length, if I have a bad day or something like that, or just something I don't want to work live on or anything like that, then I can make a shorter stream. And when I have a good day, I want to show a lot, interact more, then I can do a longer stream. And like I said, it always depends on what are you what I'm working on. That's always kind of, and of course, kind of, as long as I'm working on the demo version, there probably won't be too much I want to hide. So what I kind of want to avoid is, because I said about the animations, that I didn't prepare the animation and so on. What I kind of want to avoid is to jump too much between softwares like Blender and Unreal. I don't want to have both open and so on, because I already said, already with Unreal Engine open and with OBS open, my computer is almost at its limits, and that's why streams are with this quality. Now I'm already talking about that, but when I have another software open, then it gets even worse. That's just the thing. So what I also want to do is kind of like to keep the dead air away, because sometimes what I'm doing in Unreal Engine is not that interesting for someone to watch. Then if there is a interesting video or something popping up, then I also will kind of maybe play this in the background or so on. Maybe I will do from Unreal Engine, put from Unreal Engine videos in the background and so on. So if you're interested in Unreal Engine and that's the reason why you watch the stream, then you get even more out of it, and it's also interesting for me, because of course I will do videos I didn't see, so maybe they explain something interesting that is also interesting for me, and stuff like that. So I kind of will see, but today, like I said, it will be a very chilled stream. So I have to push my courage a little bit. So what I made, I can upgrade my strength. What I made at the beginning, but you still have to do a couple of fights before you can really go into learning abilities. But what I did, I made it a lot easier to learn the handyman job ability, and if you learn this one, then you can go into crafting and improvements, and that opens up the whole thing a little bit. So what I made easier, that you need cleverness ability, and there are two ways, and what I made is that you only need 2 points. So one cleverness point you can get if you get this ability here, but we need one courage, and courage we can get in combat. Then when we go here to, the other thing is here when we look at the job level, the job we already know is the searcher. When we go here to the job buffs, we see we get health bonus, energy bonus, strength bonus, but also cleverness bonus. So if we level up this one, then we also get cleverness bonus, and we have now a job point. What did I'm not sure what gave us this job point. I know I changed this 3, the energy damage, health damage, and armor damage. I changed them. I made them higher. So it's a little bit more difficult to get job points here, and the reason was that the last time I tested it, I had so many job points that it was impossible to get enough experience points to use them all, and so I kind of put them higher to maybe avoid this a little bit. But I guess absolutely, if you want to learn more abilities and stuff like this, then at some point it just will get very expensive to use more chop points, so that's kind of one thing. But so we learned this one here. We use this chop point, and then we see we have now 9 cleverness, and so now we only need a little bit of courage. So this one here are a little bit more difficult to learn abilities. So let's get to the next battle. If we use our close ranged attack, short range attacks, there is a possibility to, if we use our punch here, there is a possibility that we get our courage a little bit higher if we hit and don't miss, of course. That's posture, that's not exactly what we wanted, but it's okay, it's also something we will need in the long run. And it's posture again. So the thing is that with every ability you can learn 3 different you can learn it's posture again. So maybe against this enemy we won't get any courage. Can happen. We can try to get another chop point. So with every ability you have the chance to level up 3 different attributes. However, you can only, every time you will only level up 1 attribute, and this depends a little bit on the attributes that your enemy has, and every enemy type has a little bit of randomness to it, and sometimes it's just not possible with one enemy type to learn something you want, and then maybe the next battle you have another enemy that is more suited for this. That's kind of the idea of this ability system. And if the enemy is too weak, you won't learn. There's also the possibility that you just don't learn anything. The reason is that in the main game, I mean, attributes are pretty strong. It's extremely important that you level up your attributes for ability to learn new abilities, but also to get stronger. Actually, your health, your energy, how much damage you do, and stuff like that is very strongly related to your attribute levels. So that you don't. So the idea is that you don't. Or the problem is that if you realize that how important they are, you just and then in the main game you just can go to an area with very weak enemies and grind abilities, endless abilities. That's why I can put this limitation. If you are stronger than the enemy, the chance you may not get any attribute points in the combat itself. You still can level up different things. You still get experience points, you still get loot from defeating the weaker enemies. You still get experience points for your abilities itself you use in combat, and stuff like that. But like I said, at a certain point you won't get any attribute points anymore if you're much stronger than your enemy. But like I said, it's not, that doesn't mean it's worthless to grind your level in weaker areas, but it will be more efficient, of course, if you go to stronger areas. What's kind of the point of the whole thing? Let's go back to try short range again. Didn't even, I don't think we did get something. Yeah, I think we have to maybe get into a higher stage to learn a little bit more courage. Stage 3 is not that high. Let's try to get, because it's easier in lower stage, let's try to get some better loot by trying to destroy the tooth of the sandworm. Thing you can do. And you also see the enemy attacks also give you attribute points, different attribute points. Okay. So what we have here, we have two mid-range attacks. So our weapon here has a end that is an axe for cutting, and then the other one is just really the hammer where you smash the enemy with your weight. And the thing is, your slash attack does more health damage, and your smash attack does more equipment damage or damage to armor. So if you want to, and purple are hit points that show you this is an armored part, or this is an equipment, or anything like that. And red is of course health. Now we broke it, and you see we got the sandworm tooth. This will be helpful later on. Right now we can't do too much with it. And you see this got us our speed leveled up. Let's just finish him off. So the mid-range slash attack is definitely our most effective attack if you just wanna kill our enemy fast. I don't think we got another chop point, and we also didn't get courage, but we can still look. Maybe we got the chop point. No, we didn't. But we are not that far away. Here. strength is going up pretty fast. Can level up our stamina a little bit, that's not too bad, gives us more energy. So let's do one more fight and then I will probably load up Unreal Engine. Then we do a little bit of work in there. Like I said, this won't be a too long stream. So far I didn't see any big bugs. Yeah, let's make him bleed first a little bit. It is a little bit the problem that you have to kind of understand a couple of things, how the games work before the learning ability part starts to make sense and stuff like that. That's a problem. That's probably a wall many will touch, and I don't know how many will have the patience to fight over and over until they kind of understand how everything works. Well, I will see. There is not too much at this point I can do because the whole progression system and everything is more now we got our courage point, is more focused on the main game, and it's not that kind of demo is not its kind of own entity that everything is cut out exactly for the demo version. The idea of the demo version is to build up the game mechanics, the combat, the progression system and stuff like that, so it will work for the main game. And so the beginning is a little, and so it may seem extremely grindy, the combat system, and I'm thinking about to make a couple of stuff simple, but then again in the main game there will be so much more opportunities to earn experience points and earn attribute points and stuff like that. But now it should be possible to learn this ability. Ah, yeah. Oh yeah, that's a problem I have to fix at some point. Maybe I should write this down. That's some um, that at the moment the attribute points don't update automatically, so I mean they do. When we go to Courage we see, not Courage, Cleverness, we see we have here two numbers, a blue one and a red one. The blue one is kind of the one that is attached to your character, and the red one is the maximum amount. The maximum amount, there are other things coming into, like the level of certain abilities, your equipment, if you wear accessories or something that boost maybe a specific attribute or anything like that, or like that. And the problem is that if you go to the ability level here, when we look at cleverness, we need 10, we have 9. The number 9 is the maximum amount. It's not the blue one, it's the red number. And the red number, at the moment when you learn an ability like I did with the dagger, I don't get, it doesn't automatically update the red number, only the blue number. So luckily we can here learn this ability, and when we look at cleverness, we'll see that the red number went 1 up and we are now on 10. And when we go here, we see handyman is now yellow. This is a big problem. This is something I have to also do very soon. That's why I wrote it down. So now we can learn the handyman. It tells us that we got a new job. We can now have new job tasks here, and this is all crafting and improving. And when we go back here, we see now that crafting and improving is now unlocked, and we see here we can already learn quite a bit. Let's learn this. So we also unlocked all abilities for tier 3. That's nice too. Can we learn something here? Probably not. No, this is still red. Okay, so we can go into crafting, and then we can make an ammo pouch. That is, however, a lot of experience points, and we need, no, we have enough skin. The other one is weapon. We can build our secondary weapon, and that's why luckily we already got sandworm tooth, and it's 500 experience points, so we can learn this. Or we can't. That's strange. We should have enough XP. Maybe there's something wrong. Okay, that's another thing we have to check. It worked the last time, so I'm a little bit surprised that it doesn't work. Could be that the amount of experience points, that there is something wrong. Maybe it needs thousands. Let's do another fight, and then we should have 1000 if we win. And then we go to the engine. Could be a close fight, but we still could win. Nice job. So we are over 1000. Let's check. Let's just test it out again. And while we do this, I will start Unreal Engine, so we don't have to wait too long for that. So we have our armor pump. Let's see. No, it's not working. That's so strange. Or is it 1500? Yeah, we will find it out. That's probably the first thing we have to do now in the engine. So strange. Because it worked last time when I tested it, so it's really strange. So maybe one number or something like that is not completely correct. Anyway, I have to wait until the engine is open so we can go a little bit further here. Or maybe it's problem of the teeth. Maybe you have to smash out another tooth. Okay, that definitely doesn't work. Well, that's why I'm doing this, why I'm playing the game again. To find stuff like this. Let me we can craft our ammo. This works, okay. We can fill this up, and then thanks to that we can now also learn the throw. However, we need strength and perception quite a bit for. Maybe perception I have to put down to make this easier. Tooth dagger crafting, not working, and throw ability, perception. I'm not even sure. There should be a way. Which one is it? I think there is a training. Yeah, I don't 100% remember right now. Perception, what do we need to? I think it's maybe a defense if we don't get hit by the enemy. That's a possibility. But I put this down so it's easy to learn because it's not such a high tier ability. So strength is not that difficult to gain. That should get pretty natural. Yeah, we probably anyway lose this fight here. I mean, I have health potions, so I don't need to to lose, but it's not that tragic to lose, to be honest. There's not a penalty or anything like that if you lose. You just don't get experience points or loot or anything like that. That's the only thing. Perception, yeah. So that's how you level up perception. So I mean, you can get to 20 perception after some time, but I think 10 is better. It just doesn't want it. Well, I will stay. Resistance. And yeah, so this was a little bit confusing. There's also a problem, I don't want to talk about it, but there are some things that seem to be a bug, but it's not a bug, it's about the input, and I want to stop complaining about stuff, so I don't want to explain it too much. So we got another okay, I see. The problem is the mount. It was extremely strange. Yeah, that's something we have to fix today, definitely. So we can again learn new combat. We can learn thrust, so we will do that. And that should be fine. Just let me kind of go through the other ones. So these two will come pretty natural because these are techniques we use a lot. This one is a more difficult one. So precipitation, we mostly get through crafting and improving equipment and other stuff. Composure is we get with the throw attack. So this is a little bit a longer one. Not here. And Unreal Engine is finished, so we will finish this up here. Yeah, I will put this down. So defense, we will get this also pretty natural. But the passive skills are quite hard to get because they can be very powerful. Block, parry. Parry is very difficult to get. It's or not very difficult. It just needs a lot of time. And an eye for an eye is even worse in some ways. So I have to see here. I have a little bit of problem with the confidence. However, confidence is right now on 14, so there has to be a technique that brings our confidence up, and I just missed it. However, there is another technique that, not technique, ability that we can only learn with pride, and pride, there is no way to get pride at the moment. so that's something I have to change. Then here stamina is pretty easy to get. Perception, composure, that's okay. Willpower, control is also a bit difficult one, but it's possible one. And here is prestidigitation and prestidigitation. Sorry about that word. That word is horrible. Willpower, it's not that difficult to get. Prestidigitation. Strength is absolutely no problem. And willpower again. And yeah. Okay, let's wrap this up here. So we have a couple of bug fixes we can do, and that's pretty, that's okay like this. Okay, so Unreal Engine is, because right now that means I can create after the stream a patch, and then I can upload the patch and I can test if it works with the patch. Because at the beginning I didn't believe it, and that's kind of these are only small fixes, but with the help of patches that are not too big in size and so on, it's quite simple to create them quite fast and to upload them. It's much simpler than creating packing the whole project every time and uploading it. Okay, we have the first thing is the dagger thing. That's the one that troubles me the most. There was anyway something very strange. On the widgets resting place, the dagger one is on the crafting. Then attribute points don't update auto. That's something longer. That's for another stream. Yeah, it's also not very interesting. It's a lot of copy paste work. So, I mean, you see, it's not like the game is perfect already or anything like that, but that's kind of the idea of the demo version, to find these problems and to solve them before we introduce everything in them. In the main game. Sorry, I put this link to the demo version. And that's kind of what I hope is also to get some feedback. There are definitely things I probably won't find on my own. Maybe someone else will find. There's always this kind of problem. If you're the creator, then you know how the play should be played. But the player doesn't always know that, and because of that they maybe will find a way to break a game just because it's something didn't thought about that the player could do, or anything like that. So absolutely, if you are on your own working on your game, then feedback is very important. And that's also something I hope to get with the demo version, to get some feedback to see where do I have to do some changes, and possible that there will be a lot of complaints coming in that it is too grindy, and that's the one thing I know it is, but every time when I think, yeah, I have to change it, I'm a little bit worried about if I then keep it for the main game like this, then it will be too easy to get certain abilities and stuff like that, because I made it too easy and because the main game gives you more options to level up your character. And again, of course, I could adapt uh, the grindiness to the demo version to make it easy for the demo version and then change it for the main game. But again, the idea is kind of to have reference to the main game. So I have a reference to the main game, so I can kind of get the feeling how it is to gain the stuff. How can I say, how much you need to get this stuff. If I start to lower everything so that it is kind of less grindy for the demo version, then it's hard to get this feeling, because you have to know that the demo version is just jumping into a fight, finishing the fight, then having the possibility to level up your character. There is no exploration, there is no world interaction, there is no dialogue options, there are no side quests. I mean, there are job tasks, but there are not really side quests or anything like that that will give you extra experience points or anything like that. But I could think about to actually add some side quests. Could be interesting. That's actually not a bad idea. Just some side quests. I mean, even if you have just this one fight over and over again, that give you extra experience points. That's kind of I write that down. Just to give you more chance to earn a little bit more experience point. Could be interesting. Okay, this took pretty long. I don't know why. So here everything should be fine. This one here. No, not equipment. Weapons, not items, weapons. So one thing is this number wrong here? Maybe this, because that was really strange what happened with the number. No, that's the right one. Then the number is wrong in here. side quest. So there is anyway then something else I want to introduce, probably for the already in the demo, and this will be party tasks. Party tasks will be kind of similar to job tasks. There kind of is some of them will kind of happen natural. For others, you have to maybe use do something more specific and so on. And then solving party tasks, they're kind of different types, of course, and what I will introduce for the demo version are of course the only one that are connected to the combat system. So it will kind of be like, if you defeat an enemy so many times, then you gain a little bit experience boost from defeating the same type again. If you maybe break the amount of tools a certain amount of times, you will get more loot out of this character. If you do a certain amount of damage or anything like that, then your whole party does additional damage to this specific enemy type and stuff like that. That's kind of party task, and it's called party task because it will affect your complete party. So here we have 3. But so the number went completely crazy. It's bigger than 1. Maybe I saw it wrong, because I had the feeling the number was on 5. And then it jumped back to 0 for some reason. Here. Ah, I see. Oh. Yep. It's completely wrong. Okay. Let me take another paper here. I have a lot of papers around, and I scribbled on most of them. I should just get a block of paper, it would be easier sometimes. Here is almost empty one. I just want to write down the updates. Okay. Dagger, craft, tooth, cost, fix. And I can cross this here. Then the throw up ability down to 10. The perception down to 10, so it's easier to get it. Side quests is for another time. Attribute points is for another time. Animation items is for another time. The new abilities probably not today. Smash, sorry, image visible. I think that's something I did already. Yeah, that's definitely something I did already. Wasn't there a third thing? Maybe I will even do this Sunday a full update, and then kind of keep this with Sunday. It's possible because it's so early that I will find more bugs anyway. I just simply playing the game. So this is under abilities. I have to check. And these are specific combat abilities. So let me let me do this later. I just realized. So one thing is here. So problem now with that is I have to change this number. 3 different ones here, and then here. And then finally where I wanted to go first. That's here. I think it's this one here. This one is in the way. And there's another thing in the way. Here. Wait. Throw ability. Condition, cost. Call it condition, but it's kind of cost. Condition, perception, down. Demolition. Let me open this here. Widget. So kind of this is about the bug fixes. So I could do now, what I want to do is the widget is the widget for the protocol, the update protocol. That shows you what happens with which update, and which update is public and which update is not public, and if you are, and then a possibility to jump to GameJolt or other platform site you want to go where the game is, and to see if you have the newest patch down installed or not. I'm not sure if I want to do this completely on stream here, but yeah, maybe a little bit longer. This, okay, update protocol. How do you write this in English? Almost. So at least the setup I will do shouldn't take too long. So let's just, I think we can do this over the whole. Oh sure, I think that doesn't look too. It's just a full display. It may look a little bit strange. Let's not use the full one. 50. 50. 50. 50. Now we add an image. We anchor this. And use our background. No, it's already image. That's fine. And then we add a horizontal box in here. Let's anchor this again. So we need a lot, not a lot, but I think 150 is fine to have some space on top. Maybe 50 again. We can go look. See, yeah, let's take 40. 40 on the side, 40. And 40 down. Then up here. Maybe we can use less than 50. Let's anchor this again. Let's put this on 100. Don't think the top doesn't have to be that big. This is just title, update protocol. Let's use here same color, like, come on. This Maybe we might make the text a little bit bigger. Just the title here. Something like this. We add another text. No, wait. Let's do this differently. Because we need two texts over each other, so we get the vertical box in here, and because we anyway need vertical box here. This one we anchor again. Let's see, top 20. Yeah, let's go a little bit over it. And right, that doesn't matter too much. Let's give it a little bit more space. Then we have here, so now we add text in here. This time, maybe a little bit smaller, so we can have two text blocks. So this one here, I want to make green. Green equals public build. Let's paste this one here, and you will be red. And red is dev build. There will be a couple of more stuff going on up there. Let's go here. Let's fill this up. That's okay right now, to be honest. So we put in here a text. Make this a lot smaller, I think. Maybe 16. So this one here, our first one is how do I call this? So let's call this test release 0.0.1. So I won't do the whole thing because this is boring. I'm sorry about that. You will be red. Okay. And then there will be text under it. Paste. Yellow. No, keeping it red. for this release. 01. And it will be yellow. And first, this is kind of explanation. First build test. Great. Let's take the red one. Oh. So this is exactly something where it would be nice to have something in the background, some video playing. I don't think I will finish this on the stream because it's just not that interesting. Let's put in here some space just so we see that it is. So this is the patch 002, and I used the 002 for testing patches or local patch test or something like that. Maybe 10 is too much. Yes. You just need to see that what is together and so on. And this will be quite filled at the end, so copy paste this one here and copy paste this one here. Right. Copy. And I did this actually 2 times, the testing, just to figure the stuff out. And then after that, the next release was then the public one. Release 0.1.0. Let's just call this first public release. I mean, of course, quite a bit of bug fixes happened between, but don't think it's important to write everything down. It's important then when we have the public releases, then I have to write it down. Let's note that this was okay. And then the patch that we do now, maybe it will be even a release, depending. 0.1.1. happens here. Update protocol added. To Dagger. Cost fix. Tooth Dagger. Crafting cost fixed. Throwability condition. Optimized. Perfect. Have to keep them small, otherwise this will fill out too much stuff. Because this will go on here and here and here, and then when this is filled, get the new page out, stuff like that. Anyway, that's more or less it. What I want to add here then. What I want to add here is then a button to check that brings you to GameChart or any other site, and then you can check if you have the newest update or so. And that's kind of for if you have a problem or anything like that, a bug, then you can come in here and see, is there a bug fix? I understand that most people won't look at this, and you may feel like this is I do this for nothing, but of course. So first thing is, the idea is that people can see if there is a new patch, if this patch is maybe fixes the problem, or maybe it's not fixed yet, and then it gives you the opportunity to give me a message to say, hey, I had a problem there and there, and please fix it. Yes, so let me do two things. I understand that this is pretty boring, but I want to do it. Well, I won't go on for too much longer, so I will copy paste this button and just throw it in here for now. Didn't really work. Why exactly? Just wanted the button. Okay. Anchors, bottom 50. 50. Why is it so hard to press 50? And right 50, then left around 1600. Let's go a little bit more to the center. Let's make here 100, 100. And from top, let's go to 1000, 800, 900. Perfect, almost. And this will be our button to open up our protocol. This will be quite simple. Pressed, and we probably already have all the commands here. Change this one here, update protocol. So what happened here, we create the widget, the update protocol that we made before, and then we add it to the viewport, and that's everything we have to do here. What we have to do in here is also adding a button to this widget here. It's already anchored. So top 20, right 40 or something like that. Then bottom and left. And this will be closing everything. Let's make this red. So then we take the top canvas and we bind the visibility here. We promote this one here to a variable, and then we just call this complete, or anything else you want to call it. And then we go to this button, and when we press this button we can delete everything that's going on here. We make this whole widget invisible. Let's compile and save this, and let's play. So you see now here our update protocol button. Can click on this one and then it's up. We see here the releases, and then we can close it again and bring it back up if you want to. And that's kinda it. Yep. And I think that's all. Well, that's all for today. We almost went to the 2 hours. Almost. So like I said, I want to do today a little bit of simpler stream. And this will be kind of this weekend, so we'll see if I do tomorrow a stream. But it will probably be kind of in this type way. Oh yeah, now I remember what the third thing was I wanted to do. Maybe we can do this, or it will take forever to open up. Combat progression. I told you that there is a problem with one of the attributes, or there is two. Let's see, strength, courage. This one has also courage and muscle memory. Huh. Here is maybe something we can do. High school. Ah, no, that's 1-1. No, it's okay. I want to check 2-1, not 1-1. Strength, agility, dexterity, and here we have muscle merit, confidence. So confidence is here. That's perfect. So then I probably didn't use this attack much. But you can learn confidence. That's fine. That's what I wanted to know. Now we need posture, strength, courage. It's almost the same we have here. So strength is quite a lot. Let's take away this strength and let's add instead pride. Pride. Pride is a little bit a strange one anyway. So you see, you only learn this attribute if the enemy's attribute is higher than the player's attribute. Otherwise you won't learn them. So this should be 1, 2. I think this is the dagger one. Okay, then here, strength. I mean, because strength we have strength enough. then we also have to change this one here. Right, is almost the last one. And then the last thing we have to do is changing the text that pops up. Courage is also something we have quite a lot actually. But that should be fine with this. Let's compile this. This is attack 1, 2. So this will be a little bit a longer text. Let me put one more time link in the chats. If you want to play the demo, like I said, probably I will do a patch, so I will do the patch, probably updates in the next hours or so. Make an update, and so I can also test how if that with the patch works. So everything I did today in this stream will be fixed in the next hours. Waiting. Yeah, of course it didn't work. Array 2 strength bonus replaced with pride. Great. And yeah, that's it. Almost 2 hours. Like I said, go check out my game, of course. I mean the demo. You can download it free. I put the link in the chat. And you don't have to be, as far as I know, I'm pretty sure you don't have to be subscribed. Now I found the word. Subscribe to Game Jolt or anything. You can just download it, as far as I know. So check it out. Like I said, probably there will be a patch coming in the next hours or so, and I will also write instruction how you can install the patch. Like I said, sadly it doesn't work automatically on Game Jolt. You have to do it manually, but it will be pretty simple. It's really just taking the file and putting it in the right folder. And because this is the first patch, you don't even have to delete the old patch. But if there is kind of coming a second patch, then you have to delete the old patch too. Anyway, that's this for today. Thank you for watching. And like I said, probably tomorrow I will do a short stream like this again. I will see. I will definitely do on Sunday one. Sunday is already fixed, but tomorrow I have to see. Like I said, this weekend is a little bit chill weekend because bringing out this demo was really like non-stop work and so on. So yes, and you see, these are just small changes, but some of them are kind of important that they work. So, and with the patch, it makes the job easier. Anyway, I still probably will do, like I said, on Sundays I will do full releases, not patches, full releases with all the patches that came before in. I said I would probably want to do it this Sunday, but I maybe will just do it this Sunday too. And then I will program myself to do it every Sunday to bring in the full releases. And then, like I said, it's not every day, but almost every day I probably can do some small patches that fix stuff, that add new stuff, and so on. Of course, if there are more complex stuff to add, then it may take a little bit longer than just one day. But anyway, thank you for watching, and see you soon.